Maxine Waters finally reaches her limit, is forced to condemn flag burning. It turns out, even Representative Maxine Waters' activism in the name of anti-Trump resistance, has its limits. After a near riot took place outside of her offices last week, Waters was forced to concede that she does not support burning the American flag. Waters has, of course, had a stunning few weeks at the helm of the American resistance movement, presiding over a leftist sticking it to the second Hitler by refusing to serve organic food to a handful of administration appointees. She's been criticized for facilitating violence against Trump supporters and condemned by prominent Democrats for encouraging a climate of harassment, but nevertheless, she persisted. Until last weekend, that is, when she was forced to distance herself from her own supporters, who burned an American flag outside her office while counter-protesting the Oath Keepers. The Daily Mail reports that Waters issued a statement saying that the leftists who rioted were acting to further their own agenda, and that the incident overshadowed her call for peaceful protests. While most of those counter-protesters remained peaceful, I have learned that there were others in attendance who were not necessarily from the 43rd District, but who nevertheless participated as counterporters, not so much in support of me, but to seek press attention in furtherance of their own agendas, Waters wrote. Unfortunately, this group's actions with respect to the American flag, and their passing physical contact with other protesters, has created fodder for partisan media outlets to exploit and overshadowed the majority of counter-protests who engaged in peaceful demonstrations, she continued. While I do not agree with torching the flag as a form of protest, I understand the Constitution guarantees everyone the right to this form of free expression, Waters concluded. However, physical violence, or even the perceived threat of violence, is not an acceptable way to protest injustice today and can never be tolerated. Waters should have seen this coming. After she told a rally of supporters in June that they should condemn, call out, and refuse to serve members of the Trump administration, Democratic leadership warned her that she was instigating a campaign of harassment that could end in violence. Her approach to her supporters' extracurricular activities also might have been different had the Oath Keepers actually kept their oath and shown up to their planned protest outside Waters' office. Instead, the mob that burned the flag was all dressed up, including with clubs,